Today's a push day and we're hitting it hard and heavy. Shoulders, chest, and triceps. Start off with the overhead press, an absolute fundamental exercise. Everyone I think should at least overhead press with the barbell. Learn to overhead press and get under the bar and do that skill where as you press and the bar gets past your head, where you lean forward a little bit and bring the traps and the entirety of the shoulder and the triceps into the movement. I think that's crucial. That's a very natural movement pattern, and as you get stronger with this, I believe you'll have more potential to grow bigger shoulders. Although I am trying to test something out. My shoulders, they're a weak point. They might look bigger than the average person's delts relatively, but on stage, man, my shoulders, they're flat and they're not round at all. You can still see my clavicle bone when I'm just standing or relaxed. It's not bulging, or it's not like a boulder shoulder effect to it. So this is my first exercise. I'm prioritizing it, going hard and heavy. I also compared my pictures in competition. I saw where my weaknesses lie, and it is definitely the upper body. So I warmed up there with just the bar, strict form, same form as when there's weight on the bar. It doesn't change. Same mindset of being explosive. So I've been doing them with full range of motion, the bar touching my clavicles, right? But then I'm trying to experiment with just the limited range of motion, and you'll see this in my lighter sets. I'm going to do them in my back off sets where I just pump it out where the bar is just right over my eye, or it's at eye level. I stop right there where I keep the tension on the shoulder and then rep from there. Very minimal movement. And I've tested out some sets of that, and I feel it more in my front delt that I don't feel with regular overhead press. I think that overhead press doesn't have enough time under tension to induce hypertrophy, size, and just that pump effect to the delts, because the strength sets, they're more of a CNS. It's more for your central nervous system, and it involves a lot of muscles. Lots of muscles are taking over. Could be my triceps, could be my upper chest. There's not much. I don't feel it much in my front delt. I feel it just in my entire upper body. So if I want to grow delts, I've been trying to experiment with the partial style of overhead press. So I believe we're now in the third set here. In the first set, I know I did 8 reps, which is awesome. I started with just doing like 3, and then worked up to 5 reps on the 100 pounds, and then it got over to 6, and at one point I did 9, but today I think I did 8 clean reps without struggle. And on my third set, I struggled a little bit. I think I only did 7, barely hitting the 7th rep on this third set. This is what I'm talking about, the back off set, where I just keep the bar, I don't lower it all the way. It's just right under my nose, right there. And I feel the tension more on the front delt. And I think this is what I'm missing in my training. I think I have to try this with dumbbells as well. On my volume days, I'll check the difference. But as long as I feel the burn on that front delt, I'm gonna choose that. I'm gonna favor that exercise next time. And so after overhead press, we move on to chest. I am tired. I'm dead. I'm exhausted from a free weight exercise, a heavy barbell pressing. So I give myself some leeway. I do a machine type of chest press. I used to hate this machine. This particular machine doesn't agree with me. It is too fixed. It's an awkward handle. The neutral grip, no, not the neutral grip, the pronated grip, the wider grip is too wide, so it's not, doesn't fit me. So I choose I grip it this way, the neutral grip, almost just right in the middle there, and focusing on squeezing my upper chest and that huge stretch at the bottom. And now I feel comfortable with it. It's smooth as butter. I don't feel any pain anymore on my shoulders or my neck. And so this will be a staple of mine. I think it's gonna be one of my favorites aside from the hammer strength chest press. Oh my gosh, the hammer strength, it's a little bit hard to set up. I set the seat a little bit lower so that I have an upper chest focus, but I'm working up my way to 2 plates now with this particular machine. And it feels a lot better. The pump is unreal. It is so unreal. If you find an exercise that gives you that pump, you know, you're not feeling it on the joint, you're feeling it all on the fibers of the muscle, and it's pumped, that exercise is working for you, believe me. I think for this I did 2 heavy sets and then 2 back off sets, and this is already my back off set, third set of 60 pounds. That's a 20, a plate, and then a 10 on each side. I did 8 reps here, and then on the last set I did 9 reps. I don't know why I did more on the last set. Maybe I rested a lot longer. And then I move on to cable lateral raise. I was supposed to do a Nippard style lateral raise where I'm leaning away from the dumbbell. I'll show you later, but I wasn't feeling the cable lateral raise right now. I was just doing this exercise to wait for the dumbbell rack to be free, you know. And the 15 pounds here, this is just 15 pounds, but it felt like 30 pounds. It's like doubled. The cables here are so heavy. I don't know why this gym has so heavy dumbbells, but cables, but I log it as is. Yeah, maybe I'm just really weak in this gym. And so I do a few heavy cable lateral raises here, and I set it up not all the way to the bottom. It's a little bit elevated, as you can see, such that the tension is it's just present right at the beginning of the raise. And then as soon as the dumbbells are free, I do my Nippard lateral raise in honor of Jeff Nippard. Yeah, he's always into optimal stuff, but I've been trying this in my delt development. It skyrocketed. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing 10 pounds. Oh, I'm doing 7.5 kilos. This is around 15 pounds right here. But bro, I started with 5 pounds. I kid you not, it felt like 20s when I first started doing this. And so you find ways to make it more challenging. Like after leaning away, you lean toward the dumbbell. You lean toward the dumbbell now, and you do a few more reps with that. So those are just some techniques that I do to induce more volume and more intensity to it. Since this is a heavy day, my mindset is heavy. Allow a little bit of swinging, allow a little bit of jerking, just tussling with the weight, you know, fighting it. And you see here, here's my lean away set now, and it is already burning. My shoulders, I feel it in my laterals so much at this point that that I had to swing. And so that ends my, you know, not the best sets for laterals, not the best session for that, not the best exercises, or it just didn't feel okay to me. So well, that was a sign that I had to stop. Okay, and then move on to dips. Now dips are the squat of the upper body, as Mike Mentzer coined it. I love how he put it that way, because this is a difficult exercise, and I don't do it in the manner of a calisthenics athlete would do, where they do so many dips. I don't know how they do so many dips so fast. I can't do that, or at least doesn't align with my goals. I'm not concerned with how many dips I'm doing. I'm concerned with how much hypertrophy can I milk out of this exercise. And when I set up here, as you will see, I think I did 10 in the first set, and then this is my second set. I I make sure I lean forward a little bit and bring my hips away, or I push my hip back, and I'm in this position, in that very in a bent over position as I do my row, to get that angle in there, the angle for the chest specifically. I'm not very upright, and I keep this form for the entirety of the exercise. It is difficult. It is very difficult. I can barely get 10 sometimes. And I like to do rest pause with heavy sets like this. I mean, I don't recommend you do this on every set. I just like to do this on the last set. Or if you've had a really particularly relaxed weekend where you were able to recover, right? So I do rest pause. I rest for 10 seconds, and then I hit another 2. If you're not satisfied, you go for another rest pause. So in here I rested twice, I think, and did 2. And now here I'm not concerned with form or tempo or anything. I just said, okay, just rep it out as fast as you can, and milk the hypertrophy from that. But oh right, yeah, I still slowed it down because that's how I roll. But my chest and my triceps, they're already burning. And then my gym crush walked in here. She walked in, and I said, okay, fine, I'll do one more set. There she is. Usually I just do 2 sets, but you know, you find motivation like that, I'm gonna use it. So I did another set. She wasn't even watching. No one was watching. No one cared. All right, but in my head, you know, I'm in this weird headspace. So don't judge me. All right. So I still did. I think I managed to milk 4 reps in here. 4 reps. Yeah. 4 reps. And a really slow negative. Whew. Yeah, you feel it on that. You feel it on that lower chest. Man, you do dips, man. You don't need decline presses anymore. Excuse my French, but screw that exercise, man. Screw the decline press. Whatever that is, it looks unsafe. What if it slips and the bar gets stuck on your neck? What, your chin has to hold it up if you fail? That's stupid. I just do dips, man. Just do what the big boys do. Do what Mike Mentzer does. Do what everyone else. Do what the classic physique monsters are doing, right? The big boys always dip. The big boys do pull-ups. So I do these. And then I just finish off with some, you know, some mediocre tricep stuff. The angled bar attachment seems to work for me. And then we just do some posing, you know. As a men's physique athlete, you gotta get your flow on. I've been experimenting with different styles of posing, aside from, you know, bodybuilding poses. This is an enjoyable way to actually cool down. It's like a choreography, a dance, you know, and I like doing it, you know, while you're pumped up, you know. Sometimes I do them with my shirt off. Sometimes I do them with no camera at all. I just do it in the gym. I don't record myself. Sometimes I do it when I'm particularly feeling confident that day, and today I was feeling very confident. Maybe it's because of the cap. My girlfriend bought me this cap, and it has boosted my confidence probably by 2 points, and well, that warranted this posing session. And this is called the earthquake. And then I saw somewhere a posing coach, I think, where if you throw your hands towards your sides and then do your back pose, you appear wider. So I keep doing that now. And I think my signature pose here is the Superman right there. So I do it again. I think I'm gonna do a Venom. I think I'm gonna do a Venom where I scratch my chest like this. I know this is the Dragon Slayer, right? Where you showcase the shoulder a little bit. Yeah, there's the Venom. Yeah, I do a lot of suitcase. There it is, suitcase. And then I don't know what this is. It's probably the peekaboo. I don't like to call it the peekaboo. And then you move on to the back pose. Make sure my lats are already spreading. And there's the throw. Yeah, the pump was so unbelievable here. Even the delts in the back. I don't know why my back is pumped, but my chest was definitely pumped, especially after those dips. Any body weight exercise I do, push up or dip, and some flies too, my chest gets pumped up so much. Not so much on the pressing, not so much on dumbbell press, because on dumbbell press I think I do a lot of On dumbbell press, I do a lot of shoulder and tricep. A lot of those movements, they take over. Those muscle groups take over, so it's to my detriment. But with bodyweight exercises, man, I can activate the crap out of my chest. So yeah, I think that ends my session. That ends the voiceover. Yeah, I'll see you on the next workout.